Nodame Cantabile is like something I grew up with as a kid. If it wasn't for Nodame Cantabile, I would not have gotten into piano. Hi, welcome to Two Sharps One Flat. As you can see, we're finally together.
Finally.
Yay! So we're going to be reviewing over Nodame Cantabile. We're going to take a look at the Rondo alla Turca and also the piano Chopin's Piano Concerto No. 1. Let's get right into it. That's so
That's
good.
pretty good.
And so relaxed and bouncy. But there was pedals supposed to be used there. That didn't happen.
Yeah. Even though she's not using the pedal, her posture with her legs looked very accurate.
Yeah, the releases are all great. She plays like she's been playing for a while, and she was like, even those octaves.
Yeah.
She looks really loose.
I'm shocked that they decided to show the actual foot. Because they could have just easily lifted the frame up a tiny bit.
And not have that thing.
Yeah.
And it's really telling here, the pedals is being used for sure, but you can see the dampers aren't moving.
Mm-hmm. It looks like a fake piano as a result. And that phrasing was really nice. That tape frame.
Yeah. So I know that this recording is done by Long Long, and if you look at her feet, you guys are so familiar. There's the use of pedal at the end, which we'll show you. There's a use of pedal at the end of at the end of the chords, but you can see her foot doesn't.
Well, yeah, and you can see her hands come off the keys, but the sound is still ringing.
Yeah, so the only way for that to happen is the pedal has to be down.
Yeah.
So there. If you don't, so in measure 14, she got this. You need pedal if you want to hold that, and totally pedal out is allowed in Mozart. Pedals down, that's why there's still sound. But her gestures, if she doesn't use her foot, you won't have any sound. But you know what? For that sound,
that one, yeah. The how do you describe that?
Her approach into the keys for that kind of, I wouldn't say harsher.
Sharpness of the sound, the articulation, that kind of. Yeah,
going that was you can see the musical gesture like it is in the firmness in the fingers is there.
Yeah.
See, when they did close-ups, it's so good.
I wonder if it's even her.
It could be hand doubled.
We haven't seen a close-up zoomed out.
That looks. Well, even in the beginning, it was pretty believable.
The beginning was believable. The way that the camera's framed, it's like leveled with the keys, so you don't see like the notes that she's playing,
or if it's like even her that's playing it. Although I have heard that she took piano when she was younger, but she's not really good. They could have taken lessons because I know that the actors are really dedicated to this, which I think like in order for her to the hands look as fluid as they do and pretty professional. Like they worked really hard on it though.
I mean, and to know the phrases, the musical phrases, she needed to know where the phrase ends to do her up
and like
motion.
How
exactly, yeah.
The musical gestures, because if it's like da 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 and it's graceful and be like da 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 da, you don't move.
And then the forte and then the piano kind of echo.
There's a body gesture.
Yeah, there was body gesture. Her arm gestures reflected that.
Yeah,
so she knew the music, whether she played it as well or not. It doesn't really matter. I think as long as she studied the music for the role.
Yeah, and everything matches up. Because when they do things like this, they usually have you play on like a ghost piano and they dub the music on top. So Long Long's playing this, but she's emulating that. I think it matched up pretty well. It's believable. And here, when the da-da-da, you will use shoulders, and she's using that too. And like, she's in the right place at the keyboard, everything's timed. But that was really nice, when it started that nice brum, and then the arm reflected that too. So it makes it more believable even if it's shoulder cut up. But
there we go. Yeah, that looked good there.
Yeah. And the use of shoulder there.
Oh, you know, that
no, but
no,
you wouldn't smack the piano that way.
Yeah,
Dun dun dun. You get a really gross sound. We'll show you that later.
But that editing made it like not so obvious that she was doing that because like everything going on, there was like a distraction and you don't see this, which was ridiculous. Downwards. Yeah.
And what's interesting is she's doing dun dun dun, but then here the release is this way, which usually you push off the piano. So like if you're not as scrutinizing as we are, you wouldn't have noticed it.
One thing I mentioned this about her forte and piano being very good, but I just realized her body, the kind of like the circular swaying motion that she's doing, looked the same for the forte and the piano. But I don't think that would be the case to make it different. Oh yeah, Your body movement would have to be different, but it looked very similar.
So as a result, if you're using the similar body movement, you're probably going to get a similar sound, generally speaking. On a score of 0 to 10, 10 being like you're a professional and believable, would you rate this?
You know, if there were a few things that if they omitted, I probably would have believed it more. But the fact that the dampers didn't move up and down when she was playing, and her foot not moving up and down, that killed the illusion for me. Maybe if you asked me this like 15 years ago, I'd be like, oh yeah, no, totally believable. Yeah. But
as a professional now, seeing this.
Yeah. What about you? So I would probably give it like a 4
out of 10.
Only because of that. If she did, if they removed those two things, it would probably be like an 8 or 9. Oh. Yeah. Just because there was, that one thing that you're like, okay, now it just takes me out of the illusion. Yeah. Yeah. What about you?
I was gonna say 8.
Yeah, I think I'm being picky with those two things.
I think the damper's not moving, the pedaling not being accurate, and their small, very nuanced gestures. For an actress who might not have played the piano for a long time to get to the level that is this believable, I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. Yeah, and they set their own standard. Like of the stuff we reviewed before, like Nodame Cantabile is its own ranking. Yeah. And
if I ignored those two things, I wouldn't have known if she was faking it or not. Yeah, that looks good.
If you ask my 15-year-old Michelle, I'd say 20 out of 10. Like she could play. Ask me now, I'm maybe 8 out of 10. Okay, let's go and check out the Piano Concerto number 1 by Chopin. Okay, they do a cut. Okay, pause. Pause.
There's a lot to unpack here.
Yeah, if you're gonna start with those E minor chords, first thing is, you don't put your hands. Well, if you want, you can put your hands there.
You can, but not like that 30 seconds before your end.
Yeah, and then if she's gonna attack it from the sky, why are your hands there anyways?
Yeah. She could have just went from like.
Yeah, she could just been like, okay, let's go. But you normally wouldn't attack from the sky because you could miss. So oftentimes, what you do is you place yourself on the chords and you push off of it.
Definitely not like from here.
No. It's just the higher you are, the lower the accuracy.
And you just wouldn't get a nice sound. Or not the type of sound you want in Chopin. This opening. Yeah. Yeah. This
attack from the hinging and the elbow will usually get you a really harsh sound. Yeah. Which we'll demonstrate later.
I did it.
You did it! High five! Nodame style. Okay, now try like how you would seriously do it. Do you hear a difference in the sound?
I was just thinking all those rolled chords were very exaggerated. Her hands
and shoulders and everything.
Yeah. Well, I feel like the keys were here and her hands came up like maybe this far. Yeah.
At that speed, like you have no.
But I'm wondering if she must have done that because the framing of the camera was so high above the keys that like if she didn't do that, her hands would not make an appearance at all.
Yeah. From a cinematography perspective, visually for someone who doesn't play piano, seeing this makes it feel like they're playing piano. Mm-hmm. So that's probably why. Yeah. But as a pianist, you would not. It would just be like a rotation. This, and then if you do the crossover, you can. Yeah. But then her crossover was like a rag doll and then drag yourself across the piano.
Yeah. Oh.
Even then you go down and you need like core and you go across with your arpeggios.
Yeah, I felt like her body wasn't where it should be, where she's playing in
or
which
supported
register.
in that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't fall into that low E.
Do we want to watch that again?
Yeah, let's watch that again.
Yeah, that was...
But this looks really good, and that like
part was good.
That stretching the hand to emulate how far that distance is musically is really cool.
Yeah, that's...
You wouldn't.
Yeah, that is really high.
Yeah, it is. I think it's just for the showmanship of the camera.
Yes.
Ooh, top shot. Look at her going in and out of the keys. Like, that looks so good. And her emotions are not exaggerated.
Yeah, not as exaggerated here. Oh! And the way that she played that low bass was nice.
It was very good. Visually. Obviously, I'm sure someone's dubbing over her, so we're not going to comment too much on how well this professional is playing, because it's really good. It's really good. Why is her elbow so high? Da-da-dee-da-da-da-da. You don't need... Why is she sitting so high?
Yeah, that's very weird. You know, I feel like this is kind of like the equivalent to overdoing your makeup in theater so that people sitting at the back can hear it. I feel like she's overdoing these gestures for the camera. We got that super far shot, and if you ever look at a super far shot of an actual pianist, you don't really see anything.
You just see. You just yeah.
Yeah, no, that's one that is, I mean, depending on what the music is, you might see a bit more, but typically you don't see the whole arm doing all that.
We try to be, as musicians, in very challenging repertoire like this, we try to be very efficient with our movements so that we don't get injured and we can last playing an hour on this, because it is a very athletic thing. So a lot of the showmanship would either get in the way of technically what you need to do, or musically, or it just gets annoying.
Yeah.
Ooh! Okay, so I like how everything was timed and it looked like she hit that note right. You would not just attack and bounce off because you could easily miss it, but at least it was well timed and in the right place of the keyboard.
You gotta be musical to time those rhythms.
And like, we can't see anything that's happening in the hands, but although the shoulders are too tight for me personally to execute these passages, they're musically there in some way, shape, or form.
Sorry, I got distracted from this, the conductor.
Yo, show me. What is this? Are you like trying to ring it in? What's going on?
He made it seem like every bar was equal. Like strong beats, weak beats, you have strong bars and weak bars. Conducting is hard. I have tried it once and that was awful.
But your gestures and how you're communicating what the sound is really important. So as a musician, if we see like this means something different from this, it's a different type of sound. Why is the baton pointed to the ground?
Yeah, he's not using his baton. It was
he's just
off
like
to the side.
shoveling. But let's look at our hands back there because they look so fluid and bouncy. Wonderful. But could you be that fluid and bouncy and still play that passage? So this is time. Like the spring. See, she looks so good, but she just seems like she's ghosting everything. But then you get that six hand shape thing that looks really good. But the thing is, you have the dum and you come back in. She just kind of releases to nowhere.
Yeah.
You have to jump in the direction you want to go. I'm still very impressed that it's...
But this camera angle, that one's a good one.
And look, if you're not a professional pianist and you know this repertoire really well, there's no way that you could play that efficiently and effectively unless you've trained for a while. So... perhaps it's a double, because you can easily just wear a wig, you know?
Yeah. Wear the same dress. Find someone with similar build.
Like, that's good.
Yeah. Efficient movements.
And relaxed and technical, and then you, from the far shots you get this thing that people don't do. Just do that. That part's not interlocking octaves.
No, that is...
Because it's like going back and forth. Even if you were to break it up, which we'll show later, she plays it as if it's like this. Unless someone knows of a good hand distribution of how to do interlocking octaves with this, but I don't think it's possible.
No, it's
It's
not.
here. And then you're going, both of the hands have to do top to the bottom, top to the bottom.
Unless you rewrite it so that the notes aren't lined up together, so you can do like this.
Yeah, because our hands are doing this.
Yeah.
But they're supposed to go at the same time.
Yeah, but then you're just rewriting it.
Yeah, I don't think Chopin would appreciate that. What is that? That dead fish.
I feel like if I conducted like that, it shows that I don't care too much about that passage. It was just like,
yes.
It's something to just pass time. Like, that's what I'm getting.
Yo, if I was like a student conductor, I would want to unhear that.
Oh my god, imagine if I was a teacher and I said that.
Yeah, I'd be like, oh, destroyed! Those arches were amazing! This run is amazing!
Mm-hmm. I probably wouldn't start like here, but
when she's doing the arpeggios and where the thumb needs to go, like, it's all perfect looking. And the rotation for the thumb slap. Yes, I would do the same thing. See, all those gestures from far away make sense. That means your musical advisor and your director really took some time to know where you are in the music, what it's like, and the actors really took time to be, okay, if I was doing this part of the musical phrase, what would I look like? How would it visually sound?
So, wait, do we know that the piano plays or not?
We haven't seen it. All the shots are from above, so you can't see the dampers and stuff are moving, obviously. So, well planned in your shots. Also,
that's a nice way to end, though.
Yeah, the thumb.
Nice
Those arpeggios. She flops around a lot. You need support.
Oh, I see the little bit of like
sweat
glistening.
Yeah.
That's very good. You know, after a full concerto, after 30 minutes of playing, you are gonna be sweaty.
Okay, scale of 0 to 10. What do you think?
I would give it an 8.
An 8?
Yeah, a solid 8. Maybe they heard my complaints about the pedals.
Yeah.
And the dampers not moving. They didn't show those two things. And similar to the Turkish March, I thought the gestures were good for the most part. Some of the far shots, it was a little too exaggerated. But overall, 8 out of 10. What about you?
I would say, because this is a drama, I'm also highly biased because I love Nodame Cantabile, so keep that in mind. And she's not a professional pianist, but the amount of dedication she had to put in, the director, the musical advisor, all the shot plannings and all that stuff made it highly, highly believable despite the over-exaggerated gestures, which you would only know if you like play piano if you're in US and you're looking for things like this. I need a 9.5.
Right. Ooh, that's very good.
New standard.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually don't think I've seen shows or movies with such good piano playing.
Or attention to detail.
Attention to detail.
And believability. If you know of any, let us know down in the comments below.